Hello and welcome to week 5, the final week of AC1110 Accounting Fundamentals. Remember that this is the final week and therefore the class will close on Sunday at the end of week 5. There's no late work that can be turned in after week 5. The class will close at that point in time. That being said, remember that the grades will push out of my hands by Tuesday. So I have really no control over the grades after Tuesday. They will push out of my hands at that time. If there are any unusual circumstances, you need to let me know as soon as possible. So if there's any kind of unusual thing that happens like on Sunday, then if you let me know as soon as possible, we may be able to work something out before the close of the class on Tuesday. If you wait till after that time, then it becomes much more difficult for us to do anything. So make sure that the grades will be due on Sunday. I'll get the grades into the gradebook by Tuesday like normal. So you want to check the grades book Tuesday around noon just to double check to make sure everything is in there as you think it should be, and if not, then contact me immediately before the grades push, which will happen Tuesday night. Okay, so that being said, the contact information is here. Remember, the email address, probably the best way to contact me, but you can use the phone number as well. We have one more office hours on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific. That is a different call-in number with a call-in code, and if you call into this code, then we could use this software if we need to at that time. Also remember that most of the work will have instructional videos included with them. Most of those have been moved from this website to the YouTube page, but if not, or if you want to go to the YouTube page directly, you could go here and then scroll down to the Charter College there, and then go into the YouTube page directly and then scroll down to the items that we are looking at and in the current week. So keep that in mind. This might work better on tablets and whatnot, and you can go in there directly rather than clicking a bunch of links to get in there. We're going to go down to the current week that we are in, which of course is the final week, that week being week 5. So we'll go down to week 5. Oh, that's week 4. Week 5. And we have the objectives, we've got the topics, we've got the lessons. We are covering chapter 5. We started chapter 5 last time. We're going to finish chapter 5 this time. And that is all we're going to do. We're not going to cover any more chapters other than that. So there might be a little bit more time this week than prior weeks, but chapter 5 is pretty long too. So there's still a good deal of material. These are the links to the instructional videos. Again, if you want to go to them directly, you could just go to the YouTube page up top. Everything from the discussion posts down, this is the work that we need to get done. That's going to be the same for most of your classes. So although much of your work will be in Connect, that's where you actually do a lot of it, not all the work will be listed in Connect. Whereas not all the work will be actually done physically here in Moodle Rooms, but all the work will be listed here in Moodle Rooms. Therefore, you want to go to Moodle Rooms and get into the habit of checking everything off within Moodle Rooms. So, for example, the first thing, discussion forums are going to be done in Moodle Rooms, not in Connect. And remember that they accumulate upward until you get full credit. You could get full credit with a minimum of 4 posts. However, that would be 4 really good posts. So you really want to get in the habit of, in the practice of, posting more than 4 times. Just because these types of problems accumulate upwards. And in order to make sure you get full credit, then you want to post more than 4 times. I would post like 6 or 7 times unless you have really detailed full posts. And so keep that in mind. Now, if you copy and paste anything from Google or something like that, that's fine, but you want to make sure that you reference it. If you don't, it could be plagiarism. That's a big problem. And if you do, it would still be best to follow that up with the summing it up in your own words. Also note that if you compliment someone else's posts or something like that, that's okay to do, but it may not be worth that many points unless you add something new, something more than just kind of your opinion on it, something that's backed up by theory. So you want to make sure that you're adding content and resources to the information as you go through it in order to pick up as many points as possible. So then we've got the assignment in Connect. Connect is up here, of course. Going to go into Connect, going into week 5. Remember that we have the assignment. That's the longer assignment here. Now, these are long and a bit intimidating, but remember that this paperclip, which does not need to be turned in, it's just there for a resource for you, has a lot of the answers. So it's going to have videos to help you walk through it, and then it'll have the example sheet And remember that this example sheet, these journal entries are going to match up very similarly to the journal entries that will be in the problem. The only difference will be that the number will change slightly. So you really want to open this up, and you don't want to get a 0 on these, although I know they're long problems. You want to at least pick up the data entry that you can take from this Excel sheet directly, and then go and watch the videos, and that would be the way to get the most out of it. And if you really want to get the most out of it, you should rework it in Excel. You don't have to do that, but I've given this sheet just in case you want to, because that would really get the most out of it. If you put the new problem with the new numbers in here and tried to work it along with these videos, that's the way to really get the most out of it. All right, going back to Moodle Rooms, or to connect, then I'm going to go back to Moodle Rooms. Now this one is in Moodle Rooms, so make sure that you're going to go in here, you're going to download this Excel sheet. This one is actually a lot smaller than the one in Connect. So this one is really not that long of a problem. If you watch this video, it'll show you exactly how to do it. And then if you turn this one in, remember you want to close this when you're done and upload it here. So there'll be a submit button, and you'll just browse and upload it there. And if you've missed this one in the past because it's not in Connect but in Moodle Rooms, then go back to the prior weeks and pick those up. They're actually shorter problems, and the videos will walk through them. So pick those up if you can. Gonna scroll down, and we are gonna go to the next items. This is gonna be the Learn Smart, which is in Connect. So we should be familiar with those now. Those are these. There's only 25 questions. If you finish it, you could go back in there to practice, but you don't have to. Just make sure once you're done with 25 that you know you're done. And then we have the final. Make sure to take the final by Sunday. You can't really generally make anything up, as we discussed before. So make sure to take the final by Sunday. It's probably the thing that's going to be worth the most points. Going to scroll up to the gradebook up here on the left hand. Now remember that the grades will be graded as of Tuesday following the close of the week, which happens on Sunday. So for example, week 4 will close on Sunday. That's the end of the week. And everything will be graded as of the following Tuesday that was done in week 4, including late work as well as all work through week 4. For example, week 4 here should be going from a dash to hopefully 100%, because everybody's looking to get 100% on the discussion forums. Same for the quiz. It will be populated as what it should be in accordance with what was in Connect, which we already have an idea of, as we're going to check the gradebook on Tuesday around noon. And then same for the assignments, and same for the homework. So you want to envision all the work that you have done in accordance with this worksheet, and then check it as of Tuesday following the close of the week in week 4, and see if it has been updated in accordance with what you think it should be. If there's anything wrong, let me know. And anything that is not full credit or has a 0, then you want to go back up and pick those assignments up for late work. Then as of the end of week 5, I have until Tuesday after the close on Sunday to grade everything. You really want to get back in there around Tuesday at noon just to double check that everything is up there and complete, because the week will then close after Tuesday and I won't have much control. So contact me immediately if there's a question at the end of week 5, because there's a much bigger time constraint in that the grades will be basically out of my hands after that time. After week 5, everything that was done in week 5, including any late work, as well as the work in week 5, will be updated by Tuesday at noon. So you want to go in there and check that out. Also want to point out that if there's any unusual circumstances, something like someone went to the hospital, or someone in the family went to the hospital, or some kind of computer issue that were extreme, or lost all internet connection, those types of things, it may be possible to apply or petition for a 2-week extension. I don't recommend doing that unless it's a last resort, but if there's someone that has a circumstance such as that, then you can contact me, let me know. We need to do that before the close of the class and see if we can petition it. The petition is going to be in Moodle Rooms, so you can access it yourself and start the petition process through Moodle Rooms. If it goes through, you would generally have 2 more weeks in order to complete some late work on the course to get the grade pulled up in that time. And how the petition will basically work is you want to say what was the unusual circumstance. The unusual circumstance should go something like this. there was an unusual circumstance, such as I went to the hospital or something during this time period, therefore I couldn't get the work in. The unusual circumstance will be gone as of the close of the class, and therefore I will be able to get the work in the 2-week extension period time. For this reason, I'm requesting an extension. The other guideline that has to be met is there's basically got to be 75% of the work completed. Not 75% in the class in terms of a point total here, but 75 out of the full amount of assignments have been attempted and worked on before the close. So keep that in mind as well. Let me know if you have questions, and that's it for week 5. So have a great week 5. And then we have the instructor survey down here. This is mainly geared towards the instructor's performance and not geared so much towards things that the instructor does not have control over. So some of the things that the instructor does not have control over are the amount of material that's going to be in the course, the use of technologies such as Connect, and the Moodle Room setup, how Moodle Room is set up. If you have questions about those things, then please put those into the comments in the survey, and I will relay those. Hopefully we can relay those to the design team, who is the one in charge of that type of stuff. The information that the instructor does have control over is basically how fast they get back to student comments, how much they're going to post to the discussion forums, any added resources on top of the McGraw-Hill and Moodle Rooms added for use and benefit of students. Those are the types of things there. Charter College Policy generally expects around a 90% for instructor performance on those.